Global consciousness and the individual transformation. How our own vibrations truly influence the world at large and the entire humanity. In many spiritual traditions and modern New Age stuff, we hear that all we have to do is not work for others to change the world for the better, but just to raise our own frequency, our own vibration in order to help the collective raise also its own vibration to make the world a better place. For many of us, it may sound just like a woo-woo stuff and some false spiritual beliefs. However, we've got plenty of evidence that it is really the case and that the individual inner transformation can manifest on the outside world, and just this inner transformation can actually influence other people and raise the global consciousness of humanity. My name is Alexander, I'm a Polish researcher and author, and in my previous video we've been speaking about plenty of different experiments that not only showed the existence of global consciousness of humanity and that we are all interconnected and that our own intentions matter, but it also have shown that the intention of some groups of people can influence the entire reality and reduce terrorism and crimes by even 70%. In this episode, we'll continue this thread by going inward and searching for how the inner transformation can also change the humanity. And we speak in many traditions and also in today's New Age stuff about raising the vibration, raising the frequency. And many of us may think that it is just some belief system and that it is not backed up by any science. However, it was proved by Dr. David Hawkins, the famous inventor of the scale of consciousness, that there are different states of consciousness, and the higher we are, the more power we've got. The higher consciousness we've got, the higher states of consciousness we achieve, and the higher is our vibration, the more personal power we have to, for instance, manifest what we want, to actually influence others, etc. And Dr. David Hawkins provided us with kinesiology, which is a really scientific stuff, which by checking the muscle tension was able to detect the states of consciousness and how in what vibratory rate a person or a thing had. And this is a very interesting stuff and is connected with the scale of consciousness of David Hawkins. And as you see below, we've got some really negative emotions and states like grief, like shame, like anger, and above we've got, of course, peace, joy, love, etc. And Dr. David Hawkins found out that one person above the level of 200, and level 200 is the switch from the negative to positive, and actually below 200 it is the negative path of ego. We've got anger, shame, etc. below, and above 200 in love, joy, willfulness, etc. it is actually positive. And David Hawkins found out that one person above 200 level on this chart can actually out-influence 750,000 people that are below 200, which show us how powerful we are depending on our vibration, that the higher vibration we have, the more powerful we are. Therefore, as we see our inner transformation from this lower states of consciousness to these higher states of consciousness can actually out-influence, let's say, 750,000 people with negative intentions. It is really in connection with the previous episode in which we've spoken that the 7,000, 8,000 meditators could influence the global state of affairs by even 70% by reducing, and they reduced all of these crimes, etc. Therefore, as we say, it is connected because by these studies it was found that it only takes the square root of 1% of the population, let's say we want to change a country or we want to change a global situation in order to actually change the world, in order to influence it by our own intentions. Therefore, as we see, the personal transformation for the better can actually change the entire global consciousness of humanity, and can transmute this negativity into positivity and into the better world. Therefore, we should never neglect our personal feelings and states of consciousness, and we should not try to force things outside of us, but just to change our own frequency, just to elevate ourselves, and then we can influence others. Even if there were many of people that were very high vibration and that were in really high states of consciousness, they could totally change the world even without a physical action, because everyone would be elevated, everyone would be happy, etc. Therefore, as we see, in order to make the world peaceful and joyful, we have to transform our inner microcosm in order to influence the outside reality. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out my other videos on similar topics, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because in the future we'll speak about even more of those things. That would be all for today. Thank you for your attention, goodbye, and to the next video.